What's going on, gamers? DBMgamer here, bringing you another video from the Battlefield 4 beta. Now, in my last video, I asked what was your best experience from the beta. Now, the video that you're watching is my last round. If not my last round, it's very close to my last round that I played of the beta. And it makes you beg to ask the question, what's the best comeback that you've ever made in a round of Battlefield? Now, a lot of people, including myself, looked at the Battlefield 4 beta as more of a demo, because I mean, like I said, who puts that much in that many rounds, in a beta? If you're going to beta test guns, they tend to give you a little more guns, not just a few. But they don't. On the flip side of that, they don't give you a whole lot of game modes. And normally, they only give you like one type of game mode to kind of see if you can find glitches in the maps or holes in the map or whatever. Now, turns out the beta was actually a beta. DICE gave us a list of the fixes they're going to do. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole list. I'm just going to hit the highlights of what I think you should know. And one of the things that people complained about, including myself, were the controller layout. Now, one thing that DICE said that they're going to do to address that is they're going to have a few different ways of doing the controller layout. Some people are saying, do a veteran layout. There's talk from DICE that they're going to have a legacy option as a controller layout that's supposed to be really similar to Battlefield 3. And we'll just have to kind of wait and see what that is when you get it. I'm not sure why DICE is, giving you just what they feel is the best controller layout instead of just, letting you kind of set your own controller options. I don't know. I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but hey, I'm not a developer, so what do I know? Another change that they're bringing that's infantry based is that there was a little issue where if you got hit, the camera would maybe jostle a little bit and then not jostle for a while, and all of a sudden you were insta dead. So they're going to tweak that to where if you're being hit, it's more of an alert. The screen will jostle, for every hit bullet that you're taking, adding to the urgency of hey, you're being hit, get out of the way. Duh. Another one of the changes was one of the guns was the AK-12. Now the AK-12 in the standard auto mode, it was just a normal 680 round a minute gun, kind of a low time to kill gun. Honestly, when I first got it, I was not that impressed. Now that was before I learned how to flip it over to the burst mode. The 2 or 3 round burst mode that it had meant that you were firing rounds at about 1,000 rounds a minute in just tap firing. Now, what they're doing with that, they're lowering it down to 750 rounds a minute. The reason why, I think, is because of the number of guns that will be in Battlefield 4. First and foremost, what this gun draws a huge comparison to me with is the AN-94. The AN-94 has 600 rounds per minute versus the AK-12 680. Very close. The AN-94's burst on Battlefield 3 was 1,200 rounds a minute. The AK-12 on the beta was 1,000 rounds a minute. That's fairly similar, so I'm thinking they're lowering the fire rate to kind of give it a little bit of a differentiate between the AN-94 and the AK-12. Another thing that they're taking off, and this is good because a lot of people complain about this, is the bullet deviation that's in the game, which allows you just to hold the trigger and you just spray fire, and as long as you're pointing at your target, you'll hit it every time. It's kind of a Call of Duty type mechanic. One thing that Battlefield kind of made itself different from is for each shot, the bullet deviation got worse and worse and worse, so making you have to tap fire the gun. If you fire a 3 to 4 round burst, you'd be really, really accurate. So they're going back to that, which is a good thing. And on top of that, the aim assist, which one of the people that watch my channel actually commented on, saying it was a little too strong. And there's probably an option to turn it off. Well, DICE is also going to correct that. Another thing that's going to be a positive change, if you like the assault kit, well, if you played the beta, assault kit wasn't so hot. When you go to revive somebody, they were pretty much dead. You only got 7 seconds to bring them back. Well, they're extending that time. Instead of 7 seconds, you're going to get 10 seconds now. Now, another complaint that came from the community was the RPG laser designation combo, Well, that's gone. They're not going to do that for the game. That's kind of what I thought. I didn't think it was going to be a combination that would actually be in the game. I thought it was just a placeholder for the javelin and laser designation combo, which is what's in Battlefield 3. Turns out I was right. I thought it was just a placeholder where they were trying to make sure that the targeting was going to work correctly. Now, with this little test, they did discover that there was a bug. Even though the RPG laser designation combo won't be there, the issue where if you laser designated a chopper and you got no alarm whatsoever, it just instantly blew up the chopper. They're fixing that. In addition to that, anything if you use a javelin with a laser designator, instead of getting 100% damage, you're going to only get a 90% damage. They say this is going to give the chopper pilots the time to use the extinguishers or to repair the chopper, and hey, that's good too. On top of that, for the chopper pilots, they're also going to do they're buffing the stingers. Now I know this is a problem for a lot of chopper pilots. I've already heard a couple complaints on that as well. The damage that the stingers were only doing was 25 points, and that to me does seem a little bit low, especially in comparison to what's on Battlefield 3 right now. You know, you hit a chopper with a stinger, you instantly knock about 70 points, possibly 75 points, and you're bringing them to an instant disable. They have to land, they have to repair. If they've had any damage, they're gone poof. Now guys, those aren't all of the changes, those are just the highlights of what I thought like I said, you should know. A lot of that addresses a lot of the complaints that the community had about the game, or about the beta. So it makes you think that Battlefield 4 is going to have a bit better of a launch than Battlefield 3 did. I'll just have to kind of wait and see on that. Now, the comeback. Now, what I would like to ask you this time, what would you like to see from this channel? I have one more montage for Battlefield 4 that I want to get out there. And then I'm pretty much going to run dry until November 15th, I believe. That's when the PlayStation 4 launches. I'm not going to do the whole digital download thing where you buy it for PlayStation 3 and then upgrade to PlayStation 4. I'm just going to kind of skip that all together and just go right to PlayStation 4. So what would you want to see from this channel while we're kind of killing time? Just make your comment in the comment section below. And guys, as always, have a good one.